Hi, my name is Mike. I've been a pastor for 20 years, and now I feel like I don't fit into church, at least the American expression of it. Increasingly, there are more and more God seekers and Jesus followers who love Jesus, but they don't like the church. If the church is supposed to do what Jesus did, the ways that Jesus did it, for the people he did it for, and for the reasons he did it, it seems like the church looks little like Jesus. In the typical American church, people will unite around worship styles instead of shared mission. So if you don't like the music, just change churches. As a result, church leaders will develop consumers who are happy instead of disciples willing to sacrifice their lives for people that are different than them. Different than them ethnically, economically, morally, and even generationally. In the typical church, they will spend all of their time, money, and resources gathering large crowds of people to a worship program, rather than deploying them into missional communities to serve a mission that will change themselves as much as anybody else. In fact, most churches will spend all of their money on salaries, buildings, and programs. They have downloaded a copy of the church that looks more like the Old Testament temple system that Jesus replaced with his vision for a New Testament church. Does any of this look like what Jesus did? In Jesus' day, only certain people fit into the religious system. It wasn't the foreigner or the poor, not the marginalized or alienated. It wasn't the sick or the politically questionable. It wasn't the prostitute, the thief tax collector, the Roman soldier, the morally guilty, and it wasn't the young. But it was children that sat on his lap. It was sinners that invited him to their parties. They liked him. They liked being around him. They fit around him. They knew he was rooting for their life even when he wasn't rooting for their lifestyle. If you are one of the many people that have a desire to pursue Jesus, but not church as you've known it, I have some good news for you. In the Bible and throughout church history, whenever leaders in the church refused to change, God would change the leadership. He would change who he would choose to work through. And he would always choose people like me and you to start a new movement into people's lives. That's what Jesus did when he chose the 12 disciples. That's what I want to do with you. I want to start a new movement, a Jesus movement. A movement where the people we serve feel encouraged and cared about, while the disciples of Jesus are stretched to new levels of obedience, love, and sacrifice. I want to start a movement where everybody's responsible to represent God by serving people, not just those who are qualified. I've spent the last 2 years reading my Bible, listening to people, and studying healthy churches. I've been asking the question, what would church look like if it looked like Jesus? Honestly, I'm still on the journey. I have as much to unlearn about church as I have to learn. I would love to hear from you. On this website, you will find a growing list of ideas and videos meant to spark a conversation between us. The question is, what would church look like if it looked like Jesus? But please, do me a favor. Read your Bible, because we don't need another version of Jesus that never existed.